We are looking at the euro. It's been pretty dead morning so far, and then all of a sudden we got a candle, and this is on the euro. Ran up, got to 78.59, so not quite there. We'll see if this candle here pushes up above the 80. Ooh, I kind of like the looks of this setup. So this will be a sell order. And again, we're going for our 5 pip take profit if it closes above the 80. That's the criteria we're trying to meet, which right now we're at 80.8. Oh, I think this is going to set up. So let's watch this. It's right on the line. So I'm going to wait until after the candle closes. We got about 5 seconds left. And then do a verify. So we did close 80.16. So let's enter our order. That's our sell order. All right, now that we're in, we are going to set up our hedge backstop. We're going to put in our hedge backstop. This will be a buy order at 1.6946, which is 15 pips above this position. And let's get that pending order executed. So if this does not work out and it continues on its way, this will be our hedge, our backstop. If it rolls over for a little bit of a pullback off of this signal, then we'll just cancel the pending order. This might be the pullback we're looking for. Ran up, this is where we got in, tailed, came down and bounced back up. Came back up and tailed, and now it's pulling back off. So we got within a pip. Ooh, there we go. That's getting close. Needed one more pip. Ha. Ha ha ha. That's funny when it stalls like that. There we go. Just give us another half pip right there. I'm on, big guy. So close. Well, that was unfortunate. We got so close here about, what, a half hour ago? Almost 45 minutes, and then it just steady climbed itself right out of that. I think we were a half a pip from closing. So now that we're hedged on the euro, we've got to take our take profit off, and then we just wait to work that guy. Wait until it's in the money. Looking at the CAD, last minute of this 5-minute candle, and we are below the 20-yard line. So you know what that means? Game on, playa. Let's go. The cable's looking actually pretty close as well. He's at the 65-yard line. Euro is also pushing up. So we got 3 pairs that are kind of entering into territory, but the one I'm going to focus on is the CAD. So this will be a buy. And we're going for a 5 pip take profit. You can hear alerts are going off. I don't know if you can hear that actually. All right, 7 seconds to go. I think that's going to happen. Let's hop in. So there we are. We're in the game. All right, so now what we need to do is put our pending sell order in at 1.36308. That'll be our sell stop. If this does not work out, that will be our hedge that we will work. Let's pop over to Euro for a second. He is sneaking up there. There's a chance he might get past the 80-yard line, so we're keeping an eye on him very close. This CAD's continuing to sell off. Darn. Ooh, that baby's moving. This is probably going to hedge up. All right, now we're looking at the euro starting to set up, actually. We are just past the 80-yard line, have about a minute to go. So if this comes into play, this will be a sell order. Also going for 5 pips. Coming down into the last minute on this guy. So that might be kind of fun to get 2 trades working this morning. I think that CAD trade's probably going to end up hedging up. Sheesh. Alarm's going off, 3 seconds left. I think we will hop in on this guy. So again, we sold right there. We're going to put a buy stop order at 1.17391. This will be 15 pips above that. Hopefully that one doesn't even come into play. I mean, we're like literally a half a pip away right now. So that one might just work out. While we're letting that cook for just a second, let's check our CAD. We did get stopped out, or hedged up, I should say. So we need to take our take profit off of that guy. And we have a hedge now that we're working there. Let's pop back over the euro, see what's cooking. I mean, we are like instantly turned over, but this market's being a little bit cuckoo this morning, so that may or may not hold. Cable also just threw us an alert that we were narrowing in on the 80-yard line. It didn't close there yet, so there's a potential trade on that one as well. Check in on our euro. He's pulling back, but not closed out. All right, just grabbed a new 5-minute candle. See if this can be the one that wraps this trade up on the euro. It's got a chance. Yesterday we got within a half a pip though and bounced off that. This one looks a little bit more promising. So close. Half a pip again. If this one doesn't work out, that'll be 2 back-to-back day half pip close take profits. It happens. It happens. Probably more than you think, actually. Definitely more than you want. Woohoo! That worked out. Finally got a clean one. We had a couple hedges in a row. So I'm going to get rid of this pending stop order. And that's nice to get a clean one this morning. As you can see, it is clearly the next day. And I think I might trim this morning and see if we can't catch a little bit of a squeeze. I was going to do it yesterday, and that's why I dragged the video out. Just never really got there where I wanted it. So, and then I took a nap, and then I ate dinner, and then I watched TV, and, you know, here we are. So next morning, this is the CAD, and I've got this hedge up top that is ready to trim. So I think what we'll do, I'm going to pull up my little trim settings right here so you can see it. The top position right here, that's the one we're going to look at first. That's our negative position, and he's currently out of the money. Let's see, 13. I'm going to call it 1350. I'm going to round up. I have $12 in fees. That was what my cost was to get into that position. And I currently have 0 swaps on it. In fact, I have a positive $16 swap. I never calculate positive swaps. And then on the bottom, the short position, this is the one that's in the money. It's also 1.5 lots, also $12 fees to get into that. And my swaps on him currently are $98. And he is in the money 1140. So I can actually trim him by 75%. I wanted to kind of wait around a little bit longer and see if I could get a little extra to trim somewhere else, but it seems like it's kind of stalling out down here. So we're going to make that trim today. First things first, I am going to close this guy by 100%. So I'm closing 1.13 of a 1.15 position, which is 75%. Let's confirm that. So now that leaves us a 0.37 position up here, and the short position is gone. And it didn't cost us $1 to do that. We just hedged up, We reduced the risk, and now that position, he's not really hedged up. He's unbalanced. Now we have another hedge down here. We might as well just run through the numbers on it and just see how this one works out. I don't think he's quite ready to be hedged or trimmed, but let's just take a look. Again, it's a 1.5 position, same $12 fees to get into it, and he's out of the money $590. And then the position that's in the money is also 1.5. I had a $12 fee to get into it. And on that guy, I have $14 in swaps. And he is out of the money. It says 409. I'm going to call it 410. So that's only a 63% trim. I'm not going to trim him yet. I'm going to let that one continue to work and see where it ends up. By the way, you notice I didn't put any balancing position in this to balance the hedge. I trimmed this, and this guy is now unbalanced to the top side. So I'm a little bit long heavy looking for the bounce, and we'll kind of just see how it goes. It's only a 0.37 position, and so as I've trimmed that down, it's not as much risk as it was. So I'm kind of still unbalanced and biased to the long side at this point. All right, let's take a look at the cable. So this guy, he may be up for a trim. So let's look at our out of the money position first. This is a one lot, and I have $8 in fees to get into this, and I have $31 in swaps, and he's out of the money $890. And then the in the money position also is one lot. And I also have the same $8 fee to get into him. And there's $42 of swaps on him. And we're in the money $725. So that one is really close to a 72 or 75% trim. Not quite there. I'm going to wait and see if that will climb up just a little bit more. Next order of business, switch us back to a 5-minute chart. And now we're back to looking for real trades again, which if we're looking at the CAD, we are knocking on the 80-yard line. So you can see it's just a process. Some days you're trimming, some days you're squeezing, and some days you're just trying to get clean trades. And it's a process. Starting to set up and look promising. We are above the 80. And so with 30 seconds left on this candle, let's set this up. This would be a sell. And we'd be going for a 5-pip take profit if it closes above the 80, which I think it's probably going to get that done. Sitting at 81. It's on the last push before it gives me my 5 pips. 7 seconds left on the candle. So I think we're going to go ahead, hop in on this guy. Perfect. So we're in. This is now our new position. Okay, so next order of business, we need to set our backstop. So we're going to go 15 pips above that position, which will be 1.36139. So that's our 15 pip backstop, and that's going to be a buy stop order. Position is starting to move down into the green territory, so that's good. We got to get to 939. This might be the candle, getting ourselves a little pullback right here. You know, I have encouraged and cheered candles on in the past. I'm here to tell you it doesn't work. You just have to make a decision and then ride with the results. All right, new 5-minute candle, but some pretty good pressure coming back down. So this might be the one. I know I say that often because, you know, every candle could be the one. You know, you just don't know. Looking for about 4 more pips. You know, just a little sneeze from the bears. Come on. Well, this is not looking very promising. We got dipped down in, got really close. Market just gripped and went up, just picked up our hedge. So, you know, that's why we put those in there. We're going to take this take profit off. And we are getting another signal, but I don't trade right on top of two positions. To me, I feel like that's chasing, and I'm just not a chaser. So this position, even though this is a signal and it looks like we should put in another sell position, which oftentimes those work out, I just don't like to stack them that close. All right, we are looking at the cable, and I'm gonna do the math on this guy to see if we can trim it. It's moved up just a little bit more than what it was this morning. So let's get our calculator out and see if we can't do a little math here. This is a one lot, $8 in fees. On the short side, I've got $31 in swaps, and he's currently out of the money about 10, probably more like 1030 on him. And then on the long side, I've got one lot with $8 fees and $42 in swaps on him, and he's in the money about 850. Yeah, that's actually 1020. It's moving just a little bit. 1030, 870. I mean, we're like right on the line of a 75% trim. So I think just to avoid additional swaps where this has been around for a couple of days, if it had worked and was pushing forward more, I'd probably be a little bit more hesitant, but that's already a pretty big run up through here, starting to maybe run into some resistance. So I think it's time to make the trim. So we're going to close the guy in the money by 100%. And then this one right here, which is one lot, I'm going to close him by 0.75. So that'll leave a 0.25 position left in play. And I'm not going to rebalance that hedge because I just trimmed a position on the inside. If I was able to, like on the cable, on that trim, if it had gone through this one, which is the hedge, then I would have combined those, made the trim, and rebalanced the hedge. At this point, I'm short biased another 0.25 position on the bottom side.